Hey, Coach, it's Trevor. Kevin Steele has bounced around a lot over the years. Been Alabama, LSU, Tennessee. You faced him a couple of times when he was at Auburn. How has he evolved since you let him go 11 years ago as a coach? And what are some of the common characteristics of his defenses?
Well, he's a great coach. He's always been a great coach, and usually 4 down. That's typically kind of how he's played. But in a lot of man coverage, multiple with his coverages, aggressive. That attack type of defense. That's kind of how he's always done it. And then I think he's been able to adapt wherever he's been and the personnel that he has. Obviously, this is his first year down there, and they're still trying to all get on the same page and all that type of stuff. But the basics of who he is still in play. I mean, again, aggressive, 4 down, multiple with how they play their safeties and corners, but a lot of man to go with it. And again, a well-coached group.
Dabo, this is Larry. I guess back last December, did Dan consult with you when he was deciding whether to go down to Miami?
Yeah, we talked about it for sure. He actually came over to my house to let me know what was going on, and we talked through it. Kind of talked about the opportunity and why and all that. It was just a great opportunity for him. A chance to. He went to grad school there. I think just something that kind of the next chapter for him and something he wanted to go do. But yeah, we definitely talked through it.
Hey, Coach. I'm Liam from The Advocate in Baton Rouge, so I cover LSU. I am doing a story on first-year head coaches, and I'm wondering what you think, what resources or pieces in place can make a first-year head coach achieve quick success?
Bunch of good players. That'd be the first thing. You got to have. I mean, I have never seen a good coach. I've never seen a good coach that didn't have good players and especially a good quarterback and a good staff around it. So I think that's the basics right there. You always want to have good support and good resources for sure, and good alignment as far as your board, and president, and AD in my world. But at the end of the day, it's you got to have good players that buy into what you're trying to do. You need a quarterback, and you got to have a great staff. So that's the main thing. And then I think just having a vision for what it looks like, being able to articulate that, being able to get people to buy into that, putting your processes in place, and being able to get everybody on board with understand why you're doing what you're doing and buying what you're doing. So there's a lot to it, but for a first-year coach, the people you come to work with every day, and the players. And again, make sure you got a good quarterback.
Coach, you all have an opportunity to win 10 games on Saturday for a 12th straight year. Had to overcome a shortened COVID season in 2020. Last year had to overcome all the injuries and adversity. None of your players opted out in the bowl game, which was highly unusual. How much pride do your players take in keeping that run going?
Oh, a lot. That's right now there's only 2 teams in the history of football to have 12 10-plus win seasons, and that's Bobby Bowden's Florida State and then this current Alabama group, Coach Saban. So we have a chance to be the 3rd this weekend to ever do that in the history. So that's something that we all take a lot of pride in. And if you go back to 2011, and that was one of the things that I said in one of those press conferences, after we won 10 games. We were excited. We won the league for the first time in 20 years, won 10 games for the first time in 20 years. And I remember vividly, because everybody was all excited. I'm like, well, this is good. This is good. but let's go put 4 or 5 or 6 of these in a row together and create consistency. I didn't know we'd go put 11 and hopefully 12 plus together, but that's how it's worked out. And man, I'm just appreciative of all the teams that have battled to keep a streak like that alive. That's just amazing. It really is. And especially when you think about you had to overcome COVID. How many teams won 10 games during COVID? And then last year again, 4-3 and winning 6 in a row to finish the year was amazing. So it's special, and it's the type of consistency that leads to championships. You're not going to win a championship every year, but when you can have that type of consistency competitively, you put yourself in position. You'll have your fair share of those opportunities and times where you get it done.
Dabo, with Frank being at Miami now, do you have to change anything up as far as signals or any of that kind of stuff, or is it enough different from year to year that you don't have to really worry about it?
Yeah, we change all that stuff every year. Anyway.
Coach, I was actually going to ask you about Cole Turner, what wasn't able to make it to the press conference yesterday, and you mentioned him. Has he continued to impress you in practice as much as he did in August? And I guess is his size just his biggest shortcoming right now?
Oh, his size is a blessing. He's long, man. He's really a long, strong kid. I mean, obviously he's going to continue to fill out, but I don't really
Size,
see a
size makes muscle.
Yeah, no, I mean he's put together pretty good. I mean he's worked hard since he's got here, but I think the biggest shortcoming is just experience. I mean he hasn't played a ton of football, but he's a very natural guy, and the biggest challenge has been just kind of not playing him. But I'm excited that we can, over the last part of the season here, be able to start getting some experience on special teams and just, try to get him in some games when we can here or there. And to know that we got a guy like that'll be ready, that we can put in there and I think play well for us if we got to have it. But he's got a bright future. He really does. Again, just came in here without a lot of experience playing football, but it's come easy for him. I mean, he really is a smart kid. He's got great instincts. He understands the game. He does things naturally. He does things that are really hard for a guy to normally learn. He does them very naturally, and his ball skills are off the chart. And he can fly. I mean, absolutely fly. He's easily one of the probably top 3 or 4 fastest kids on this team. And so I'm excited about, his opportunity moving forward.
Yeah, but do you think that does Trenton have a chance to play this week? Trenton Simpson?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, he and Bo are both, as we said the other day, kind of day to day working back into practice. And I think both those guys have a chance. So, we're hopeful.
Coach, is Walker Parks day to day as well?
No, he's back.
He's back. Okay. And I was going to ask you, E.T. Rubin, he did not play against Syracuse or Notre Dame. He played 3 snaps on Saturday. Where's he at just in his development, and physically is he okay?
Oh yeah, he's good. Just got a bunch of guys in there, and it's just kind of a game to game type deal, game plan, who we're playing, those type of things, and kind of up to Nick from week to week. But no, he's good. And he's probably one of those guys most excited that we got some guys leaving. So he'll probably benefit from that a lot.
Anyone else?
Yeah, Dabo, I was going to ask you told DJ last week, you said you told him it was do or die. Just curious how the die would have been defined had things not gone well. Did it mean you would have gone totally with Cade, or just curious what those terms would have been?
Yeah, I don't know. We didn't have to deal with it, but bottom line is you got to play better, or you got to do something different. So what does that look like? It's really no set. Because you put somebody in there, they may not do well, but but he, as I said, he dude. So he played well, and he's played well 8 games. 8 of our 10 games, he's played good. And he's had 2 that didn't play well, and they were in a row. So to have 3 bad ones in a row would have been just something that you gotta give somebody else an opportunity. But I'm proud of him. He responded, and we won the game. But that's kind of where we are, man. We got to all coach well. We got to play well. This is the 4th quarter of our season, and it's on all of us to be at our best right now.
Yeah, but this is Chap with the state. I saw Hunter Rayburn on the senior list for this weekend. Just wondering what it's been like having him as a student assistant, how he's doing, and what it's going to be like to honor him.
Yeah, we just talked about Hunter in here. We kind of brought all of our seniors out at the end of the practice tonight and kind of let everybody kind of talk about who they appreciate and why. And Hunter was one of the guys that got talked about because the guy worked his butt off to become a starter and a really good player, and man, all in front of him. And then all of a sudden, man, God takes football away from you, which that can happen. This is a tough game, but how he's responded, and he didn't want to miss anything. He wanted to be a part of everything that has happened since he decided he was told he couldn't play, and he made that decision to hang him up. He has not missed a thing, from mat drills to spring practice to he's traveled every game. I mean, he has embraced his role every day, helping run our scout team in all the meetings. I mean, he's been here just as if he was a player, and I just got such a great appreciation for that. He's a great kid, and getting ready to get married and got a bright future ahead of him. But he's one of those guys I appreciate, as does his teammates.
Dabo, if I can follow up on that, thinking back to the off season with Putnam working so much on snapping, how I'm guessing did Rayburn play a important role there?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He and Trotter, those guys all did a great job. And Trotter's, I hadn't even had a chance to even, nobody's really asked me about it. I had a chance to talk about him because we were expecting to get him back, but he actually back in late September, they had to do back surgery on him, and he's done. They're not going to let him play anymore, which is very disappointing because he was a guy that we were anticipating getting back. But both Mason but Mason is going to stay. He's going to same thing. He's already he's gotten through the back surgery, and he's still rehabbing right now. He's gotten back now where they're letting him, walk briskly and run underwater a little bit. But he's gonna transition and kind of take the whistle from Hunter Rayburn, if you will. And I'm really thankful that he's, I hate that he's not going to be able to play anymore, but I'm thankful that he's going to be able to be another, hand on deck next year. But those guys did a great job with Putnam in really helping him prepare and get ready. And man, what a job Putnam has done for us this year. I mean, he has really, and he's coming back. He reclassified, so he's definitely back next year. And the experience that he's gotten this year has been awesome, and how he's performed. I'm really, really proud of him. And, nobody works harder than Will Putnam.
Coach,
Yeah, but with
Trotter,
I was just going to ask, with Trotter, how did y'all kind of discover that, and what was that whole process like?
It was crazy. Honestly, he got out of bed and couldn't walk. He's never had a back problem. It's the weirdest thing ever. He literally got up one morning, came in and had a back issue. Never has had that. And, so he ended up, and they tried everything. So they ended up having to do surgery on him. I guess he came to me probably about a couple of weeks ago, and 2 or 3 weeks ago, and let me know, kind of where he was medically and what the doctors were saying. And he just it's just best for his future to not play. And I don't disagree with that. So just a crazy kind of a freak thing. So that's all he told us. He he's not had one issue, and then he got up out of bed and couldn't hardly walk. So they had to go in and fix it, and it's a pretty serious situation. But that's how we found out.
Coach, I know you looked at possibly getting a center out of the transfer portal back over the summer. With Trotter out, do you think you might go there again, or do you feel pretty good about your depth there with Linthicum and Howard?
Yeah, well, no, we feel really good about our depth. I mean, who knows what, as I say every year, I mean, for us, the portal is about responding, and being strategic if you have gaps. But, we feel really good about, we only got one senior in J Mac, and, everybody else is back. And, man, Linthicum and Trent have really progressed for us. Trent got in there for a couple series at guard the other day. And, we really are excited about the kids that we're going to bring in this class. We got a really good group of linemen that we're going to bring in here. But, you just, who knows? I mean, because, we may sign our class and you may have some guys leave that you don't know about. So you're always evaluating. But, we love the fact that we got Will Putnam back and a redshirt, sophomore next year in Linthicum and Trent.
Coaches, Mallory, number 85, one of the more underrated tight ends in the country.
I think so. I mean, he's a good player. I mean, I think the biggest thing is, they've had to play three quarterbacks, and but he's a good player, man. They got some long dudes around him, and I'm not sure who's going to play quarterback for him, but he's definitely a guy who, regardless of who's in there, can make plays.